And welcome to One Stop Co-op Steve here with Bairnt.
Oh, Steve, we're back again for more co-opy, shoppy news and wonderful excitement and talky about chat stuff. Super excited! I see we got a lot of people in the chat already. Excited to see all of you. Are you ready for a wonderful topic today? If you are, that's great. Stick around because Steve's going to tell us the news first.
Yes, that's right. So if you're first time joining, welcome. This is our weekly cooperative games chat where we mention news real quick and then we get into a fun discussion topic. This week we're talking about game regrets. So it should be a fun one. And you see the chat, you guys are so active. I love it. It's talking about tons of awesome things right now. So I'll catch up on it in a little bit here. Okay, but first, let's talk about upcoming news. I only have one game to mention, and
That's okay because I'm going to instantly back it.
That's right. This game looks awesome. It is called Rogue Angels Burning Suns. This one, I didn't really know anything about it until Bairnt was talking about it, and this game looks amazing. I'm not gonna lie. Go ahead, Bairnt. You can talk about this one.
Oh, let's see. What can I say about this game? Okay, so everybody grab a cup of coffee. I got a half-hour extravaganza here. Okay, so this game. Okay, so it's not gonna take a half hour, but Steve, I'm gonna talk so much. Steve's even walking away. He knows about it. I am super excited for this game. This is going to be a light dungeon crawl experience with legacy elements based on story decisions. You're also going to have character development similar to something like Gloomhaven, where you're going to be you can gain new cards into a deck that you're going to be using as your action pool. It's going to cycle through your action pool similar to how Oathsworn is going to work. And it also has the ability to upgrade your characters and make these cards that you have more powerful based on how your character interacts with the world around it. So depending on your story choices, you could become better at, for example, let's say fighting. And so you're going to gain more fighting points. And then you can gain stickers that you can put on these cards. So when you play a card, it becomes more beneficial to play that card because you might get +1 to fight if you use it. So many cool things going on in this game. And based on how you interact with the different factions in the game is going to be how they respond to you. The best representation I can give of this game is something similar in the veins of Mass Effect. No, not the latest Mass Effect. We're talking like Mass Effect 2, like the good one. It's going to be very similar to the way this interacts, and it's in outer space. So again, we're having another space game. Super excited for this game. This is an instant back for me, and if it's not an instant back for you, we'll make it an instant back to you because we're going to be doing a live playthrough with the designer probably the first week that this game comes out. Am I correct, Steve, in all of that?
You are correct. Sorry, I had to jump away because Snow is exactly right. There was feedback in the audio. I saw that, and I had forgotten to have my headphones in, so I could grab them real quick. I apologize for that. But yes, this game is awesome. I can't wait to play this. And we should be playing this in the near future. So we still have to
Yeah.
schedule that. I'll let you guys know when it happens. But yeah, I'm very, very much looking forward to this game.
I can't think of this is probably one of my most anticipated Kickstarters coming out that I've seen in a long time. When he reached out to me and told me a little bit about it, I was like, yeah, sure, I could check that out. He brought me on a tabletop simulator. Not to mention, I should say this, he does actually have, I think, the 8 missions up on Tabletop Simulator free to play, so you can get a taste of what the game actually is. Will you see all these plays, all the missions when you play it? No, not unless you play it a couple times, because as you unfold the adventure, it's going to take you into different missions. It's not just going to so some of them might close off and you might have to play it again. There's, I think, 20 characters, so it's not like you're going to be missing out. You do have to play the one character you are as long as you can, and the character can die, but it's a fail forward system. So it's one of these things where you gotta fail a lot in order to lose your character. But if you do, there's 20 of them. So yeah, pick up another one. Not to mention each character has its own unique set of story missions that you're going to be unfolding and unlocking as you play through the game too. So many cool things. Okay, I'm glad there was only one, Steve, because that was a lot.
That was a lot. So, excellent. I will mention real quick. I don't have a lot of information on it. There was just a teaser trailer, but the Chip Theory Games version of Elders. Oh my gosh, brain fart. Skyrim. What's the name of that universe? I'm gonna get
Skyfall? No, what's that one?
Oh my
I know
god.
it's a Sky King. It's yes, I know it.
It's
The Tower
all
Defense.
the scrolls. Thank you, thank you, Chad.
Oh, Elder
God,
Scroll.
just woo, we're at the head. So, welcome, Canteen, everybody. Thank you so much for helping out with that one. It's Elder Scrolls. So there's some news coming on that one. That one looks pretty cool. I'm excited to find more about it, but we don't have a lot, so I'll just mention that there is a teaser video out there for that one. Okay,
Oh, that's pretty awesome. Oh, one more thing.
go ahead.
No map tiles. The whole map is in a book. So
Oh
it's very
yes.
similar to the way Jaws of the Lion does their map.
Hmm.
Also, on top of that, you're flying in a ship, and guess what a ship is? It's the box. You put the box next to the book, and you've got like three pieces of train or three like elements of your mission, which is pretty awesome. It's like, okay, took out stuff out of the box, and boom, the box becomes my ship.
So
You walk
cool.
around inside it doing some of the missions. Maybe. I'm guessing because otherwise, why would they do that? Okay, cool.
Okay, let's keep
I'm
moving.
done gushing over that one.
So what are we talking about today? Today we're going to talk about game regrets. I'm kind of going to focus on games where you kind of regret not getting. There's a couple different ways you can form this one, but that's kind of what we're aiming for this morning. So we'll just run through a bunch of them, and I'd love to hear your guys' own comments. I'll bring them up and we'll have a fun chat this morning. Okay, first one, Final Girl. This one is probably not new to anybody who's part of our Discord because we talk about it all the time over there. I know Mike loves this one.
And
So
I missed out on it.
you missed out on it.
Yes. And my wife was sad too that I missed out on it. She wishes as the game started coming out and she saw some pictures on Facebook and stuff, she goes, "Did we get Final Girl?" I'm like, "No." She's like, "That looks really good. Just try to find a copy." Oh, okay, I'll get right on that because I know it's been kind of tough to find. And then I told her, "But don't worry, there's another Kickstarter coming." So good news, if you missed out the first time, you can get it the second time. And and actually it's kind of funny. I'm glad Kanji's here because if you're
Yeah.
interested in seeing some plays of it, he's doing a lot of plays of it right now on his channel. You should go check it out. I'll have Steve put a link in the description below. Yes.
Oh, give me more work. Come on. But yes, Kanji's awesome. He's doing quite a few plays of it. This one looks fun. I didn't go after this one either. I don't really have regrets for myself on this one, only because it's solo. If it was like co-op, then definitely, or maybe not definitely. I'd be more interested. But I know the theme for me. I'm not really big into like the horror slasher theme. But this one, I like what they're doing with it. It looks really cool. Like, hey, let's combine this location with this hunter killer person and these final girls or whatever, right? And it's cool how it mixes together. I love modularity in game, and this one definitely does that.
I agree, and I think it's kind of cool that you kind of mix and match them. I used to watch horror movies. I don't watch horror movies anymore, and the only reason I don't watch horror movies anymore is, sadly, now I'm the one that has to check on the bumps in the night. Before it used to be my dad because I was living there when I was young. So now when I'm upstairs and all of a sudden there's, "Oh, what's going on downstairs, Bairnt?" I'm like, "I don't know." And Robin's like, "Go check it out." I'm like, no,
No,
I've seen
no,
the movie. I
no.
saw that movie. That was the movie where the guy, I walk down the stairs and then he chases me around with a butcher knife. And she's like, "What?" And all of a sudden the power goes out. "I need you to go check on the fuse box." Nope. Saw that movie too. I know exactly how that works. I've been walking with a cell phone in my hand, going down the stairs. I've been hitting the back with a baseball bat. I saw that movie. I'm not going downstairs. So I've lost this ability to kind of love the horror films, but I can still do the games. So I'm
Right.
still no problem with the game. So I have a lot of fun with these. The theme, I like themes like this. So, and even though it's solo, you can still play it with two players. Of course, you're just kind of working together to make decisions and stuff. And so when I play with my wife, we can both kind of say like, "Hey, what should we do next?" We've played other solo games in the past together where we kind of work together to try to figure it out. But yeah, it's not actually co-op, which is I think the original reason I passed over it.
Yep.
The regrets.
And it's not like I don't play solo games. I don't like solo games. It's more the fact that like I came to the conclusion that I have a lot of good solo games I enjoy already. And if I have a new solo games, sometimes I like sit down and play it, and I really like it. I'm like, this game is really fun. I wanna introduce this to someone, and I can't really introduce a solo game to other people very easily. It's like, hey, play this game, right? It's not like, hey, sit down at the table, let's have this fun experience together. That's just where I'm at this point. But I still love solo games, and this one would be fun. I just am focusing on the co-op at this point.
Yeah.
Kanji mentioned one thing that is interesting. The 5 to 6 for success mechanic with the dice. That is something that is so prevalent in
Yeah.
board games that it would be nice to move away from that because it gets kind of boring when you got a 1/3 chance of success all the time. So,
Yeah.
but yeah.
It's what was the? There's a lot of games it works for.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay. Okay with it.
Snow. I introduced my solo games to our cat. He doesn't look bothered by it. Yes, that's awesome.
Oh, that's pretty good. I don't have any pets, so I can't introduce them to pets.
Love it. Excellent. But yeah, no, this one looks awesome. Everyone's talking high about it. That's a good one to start with for this list. Let's keep going.
Yes, it is. And now we're just going to get older and older and older.
Let's keep with a horror theme. Let's go to another one that you mentioned here, Resident Evil 2.
Surprise, surprise! Another horror game that Bairnt plays. I'm sure I told you this, but I thought it was absolutely hilarious when during holidays, like people do like, oh, top 10 horror games. I'm watching. I'm like, wow, I've got all those. Why? Wow, I really have a lot of horror games. And it's not really like I'm looking to find horror games, but it's just like all of a sudden those are the games that like just keeps coming up. Resident Evil. I've been a huge fan of the video games for so long, and I've seen them make these board games, and I keep thinking, oh, I should probably get into that, but I never really did. And I kind of regret it. I would like to get into it, and I did actually back the Resident Evil one they just recently did, but I don't have 2 or 3, which is the other 2 I think they did. And Resident Evil 2, of course, is a masterpiece. Even Resident Evil is a masterpiece, and I've played like every iteration they've ever done. Like I played it on the PlayStation, I played it on the GameCube, I've played it on the new PlayStation, I played it on Xbox. Every time they come out with one, it's like I'm like, I gotta play that. But you played it already. I don't care. It's really fun. I like to play it. So again, I don't know why I didn't get into the games because I love the video games so much. So there's my regret. I didn't get Resident Evil 2 or 3.
So is it because you like the second video game a lot, and so you missed out in this board game? Because you have the first Resident Evil, right? You back that one.
I backed it, and that's just because I finally decided to be like, you know what? They put out 2, they put out 3. I've watched some of the gameplay. I think it has some. I think I like it. I like the way it works, and I was kind of a little worried because sometimes it's really hard to make video games come alive in a board game fashion.
Yeah.
Event and so it's really it has been pretty disappointing in the past. Event Horizon was that. So I've tried to get away from those, but sometimes they do really good, and this one looks really good, and it seems really fun, and so I want it. Yeah.
BGG Zombie says, Bairnt, the original Resident Evil had such great dialogue. You, the master of unlocking.
Oh, it was gold. It's like that's what it always been. It's always been like watching a B-rated horror film. Right. It's like going to watch was it Evil Dead? It's like you knew it was just going to be terrible, but it's just going to be awesome as you watch it. You probably haven't seen any Evil Deads, have you, Steve?
No, Evil Dead. I don't think I have.
The one where he has to eventually cut his hand off and he attaches a chainsaw to it, and he was
like, no, I have seen that one. Yeah. I was thinking it was Army of something. But no, you're right. I've seen Evil Dead. Ash. This is my boomstick.
This is my boomstick. Those are classics. So yes, again, you knew what you were getting when you started watching it. Even though I think he tried to make it a real horror film the first time, but afterwards he realized how much of a joke it was. And I think it was Sam Raimi who directed it. Kind of starts going, I'm just gonna have fun and make a fun movie. So anyway, Resident Evil. Yes, I should have backed it. One of my regrets.
Yes. Oh man.
Oh, they did make a game for the Evil Dead game. I know they made one. I should put that on my regret list, but I didn't. I don't think it was any good. I actually, the chat might know. I haven't played it or know if it's even out. So maybe they do.
Cool. I'm gonna keep with like the horrors theme. It's
sure. What's the next one on here? Did I put another one on the list?
No, I got one on the list here.
Okay.
One of my regrets. Maximum Apocalypse. I love this game, and I didn't get into it because it's kind of a horse theme, but it's kind of honestly just apocalyptic theme. But the characters are so fun. Like they have all the different niches, and being able to. Luckily, Elijah in town, he has this game. He has all of it, so I get to play it. But this is like one of my most favorite games I don't own. I kind of regret not getting it. But yeah, I just love the modularity of this one too. Because getting back to Final Girl, right? That modularity really shines through for me. Would never have guessed. Snake Snow. That obvious.
Oh, I love our chat. Some of them are already quoting the Evil Dead thing. Groovy. That's pretty awesome.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Like he says so many like awesome words.
Jan's got an interesting comment here. So there's a thing with horror themes, huh? They make us afraid of backing? Yeah, maybe.
It's a genre I know that for a while it had been flooded. It was one of those flood genres where they had a lot of little horror games coming out with different things. And again, if I look at my collection, like I've got Nemesis and all these other. Actually, looking back here, I don't see too many. I guess my horror game is probably out in the room with my kids. That's awesome. That's a great place for them.
Perfect place for them.
Perfect. That's where my Arkham Horror is. That's where Bloodborne is. Just all out there where the kids are. They could just kind of hang out with them. That's great.
But what was I gonna say? Yeah, I think this ties into a conversation we had. So we have a creator chat where we kind of plan things behind the scenes on our Discord, just with the One Stop crew. But this is something that might be good to talk about. That ties into this comment from Jan. Is talking about like why are there so many dark themes with cooperative games,
Yeah.
right? And I think it has something to do with like it's easy to band together against something that's obviously evil as opposed to
Yeah.
something that may or may not be evil. So,
Right.
but yeah,
It's kind of funny. A new game will come out and be like, okay, do we know anything about the Dark Tower? And one of us pipe up and be like, can we ever have the Light Tower?
right, right.
Or it's kind of there's a quote in one of like the Spider-Man cartoons I watched or something where I think it might have been in a video game. I think it might have been in one of the was it Marvel Alliance games where the guy's like, all right, we have to go to the dark plane of evil zombies or something, and Spider-Man goes like, can I ever go to like the beach plane where I can just kind of have a drink on the beach? It's always like some dark evil place that you have to go to.
Yep. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna jump to a very different theme. I want to jump to this one. This one I just totally missed, and I loved it.
Oh, see if you want to borrow Max Apocalypse, I did back that big giant Kickstarter.
For what? Max Apocalypse?
Yeah, it's back
Okay.
there.
Yeah, maybe. My like I said, Elijah has it all too, so I can easily
there you go.
play his. But I just like, I kind of wish I had it too.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
I'm gonna jump to my next one. Paleo. This is getting away from the horror theme. This is not horror at all. But I love this game. It's so
right there.
It's such a great emergent narrative. It's very simple to play. I really like this one. I wish I could find the copy of it. I'm passively looking for one. So.
Well, I've got mine right here.
Oh, Jan. Steve, villains and sentinels don't need to have tentacles for me to want to band with others to go against them. Yes, good call. Good call. Superheroes.
Very. Yes, I got mine because on the words of Colin and Mike. And it flew under my radar. I didn't know anything about it. Mm-hmm. And when I went to Mike was talking about it, I went over to Colin's house. We played it once. I was like, "Yep, got to get this." I think Robin really liked this one. So we played through the entire thing, except we haven't done the last mission. And it's up there. And I think it's going to stay up there for a while. We got frustrated the last mission because my wife's not a big fan of losing. So when you lose 3 or 4 times in a row, it kind of goes by the wayside. She also doesn't like it when I don't know the rules well enough and I make it twice as hard for us to win the game. That I thought we were supposed to feed our people like 2 things of meat every round, but it turned out to only be 1. So like we're frantically trying to find meat every time. And then we were talking to Colin. We were telling him like, "Oh, we can't beat this part." He's like, "Well, all you have to do is get the 4 meat for your characters." And that's like, "Oh, only 4?" And Robin just gonna don't make it too hard. We're on advanced mode.
I love that. Yeah, this one's great. I think the main thing is it's no mention. Oops, mention here. Never available, where I just hard to find. So it's at. I have a fortune that there's a board game cafe really close to me, and they have it there. So I played a few times there. It's really fun. And yeah, it's not horror themed. Didn't meet the bears. I did meet the bears. That's fine.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
True.
Here come the bears in the cave. That's the cool thing about it. Is you always have these cards you're flipping over, but sometimes you don't actually see all the cards because you're trying to. You might have to use card, and the card play is the key mechanic here. It's really cool how you interact with these cards and what you do with them.
Absolutely. I got a random question here that I think is fun to try to answer. Jan mentioned, anyone know when Core World Nemesis will be out? That's one to keep an eye out for. Do you know that, Bairnt, by chance?
Core World Nemesis.
Yes.
Is he talking the core box of Nemesis?
He might be talking about Core Worlds, but the expansion for Nemesis, which is I think is the deck builder game. Maybe I'm not sure which one it is. All these words are combined together. So
I don't even know about that game, and
I'm not sure either.
I should probably learn about this game. If it's a game called Core World Nemesis, it's the solo. Oh, okay. The solo experience. I'm guessing. Are you talking about those? What is it? The stories.
The solo expansion for Core Worlds. That's what it is.
For Core Worlds. Okay, yeah. I don't know.
No, I don't know that one either. I know the game, but I've not played it or anything.
So. I don't know the game. I don't know anything about Core Worlds. That's something I might have to look into when we're done here.
Sci-fi deck builder.
Sci-fi deck builder. I'm going to put this in my notes over here.
There you go.
There we go. Core World. All right. I'm going to check that out when we're done.
Okay. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. I love deck builders.
More money to spend.
Okay, let's move on to... Now, I put Paleo in here because I was looking at the list, and I noticed we have a very strong theme in this one as well. So I'm gonna jump to starting the rest of the theme for the rest of the stuff we're talking about. Um, let's go to this game called Lifeform.
Lifeform. Oh, I failed on this one too. Wah, wah. Bairnt missed out, and he's probably never going to find a copy of this ever in his life. This, if I remember right, is by the same people that do Gloom of Killforth and all the Killforth games. I think it's the same group. I think it's even the same creator. Kanji probably knows. He's a really big fan of this creator. I am too. He's a very nice guy. I haven't actually physically met him, but every interaction I've had with him has been absolutely joy and a pleasure. He's a really, really nice guy. This came out. I saw it. Again, it said the word solo experience title over it, and I didn't really go into it, but totally kicking myself because this is another one that kind of has that same like alien pasted theme onto it. And I should have gone into this game because I think I really would have enjoyed it. After it's come out, I saw like a playthrough and I was kind of like, oh no, what did I do? Ah, bark, bark, bark. And then face palmed on, and I just wish I could have done it, but I didn't.
I'm still cracking up here. Die trying to escape your starship. How joyful description. Yes.
Yes, how fun is that? That sounds like a party. I would totally be on board that spaceship. Who would ever want to be on the boring ship on its way to Mars with nothing that happens and we all sit around and drink tea and eat space food?
Space food.
You got to have like alien life forms that come in and invade the ship, and you got to do everything in your power to make sure this ship gets to its destination.
AI goes bad. Can't let you do that, Dave.
That's right. I can't do that. Exactly. I haven't seen that movie in ages. I gotta watch that one again.
I know. I love that segment. That's a great.
I kind of wonder if that one holds up over all the time. Stands the test of time. You know, some of those like older movies just didn't stand up after you watch them again. But
I was looking at this pretty big sidetrack. I was watching the behind the scenes and how they did some of those shots back then for that movie. It was pretty crazy.
Nice.
Because there's like one part where like in Zero G they grab a pen floating Zero G and they start writing with it, or whatever. And it was literally like a pen like on a piece of clear plastic they had in front of the camera.
That rolled it like this back and forth. That's pretty awesome.
It's pretty fun.
How you do it back in the day.
That's right.
This is very similar to Aliens. It has a very alien type feel to it. I always enjoyed that. Obviously, that genre and that movie. It's just been so heavy in my life that I just kind of wish I would have gone with this game too. At the time I didn't realize it had that like theme to it. So, oops, I regret it.
I like how people are trying to guess what theme is the rest of the games, and Survival is one of them, but it's kind of close, but not exactly. So we'll keep going.
I don't even remember what else. What, Steve?
I know. He's like, what games we're talking about? Well, talk about another one that is not a surprise to anybody. Everyone knows this game based on our Discord, especially Snow. Unsettled.
Oh my god. This is my number one regret of last year, even. I regret not only not backing this, as you saw, I regretted, well, here, hold on a second. I'll let Steve talk for a second.
No problem. Yeah, this game is awesome. This game is... it feels very much like Lost in Space, the board game, honestly, where you're traveling to different planets, and each planet has its own like unique feel to it, and you don't really know what you're trying to do. But you're working together with a friendly robot trying to achieve some goal, and they're making a bunch more plans for it. This one is one that kind of I know Colin loves it. I know Snow loves it on our channel. It's a pretty cool one.
Yeah, Kanji loves it too. He's been doing some plays on his channel of this.
Kanji, yep, that's exactly.
Yep,
best game of 2021 for him. Nice.
Yes, this is my regret of this year. Not only was my regret not to get this game, if you ever watched our show, my regret was that Colin has still yet borrowed me this game.
That's right.
That was the other regret, and he still hasn't borrowed it to me. It's still at his house, though he did say that he's pretty much got to the point where he's explored all the planets and everything. So if I want to borrow it from him, I'm welcome to. And I kind of told him I'm good for now, but I will be borrowing it at some point because I got a couple other of his games now back here, and I don't need to be. Actually, I think I'm to the point where I could probably pick it up now. I think I gave like 3 of them back, so I could get some new ones from him. But this game is awesome. It reminds me of Lost in Space, except a little bit harsher because my hardest thing that everybody always says, like, oh no, it's totally fine, is like they're trying to figure out how to get back. It's something about like they're stuck in a wormhole and they're trying to figure out how to get back or something very similar to something Lost in Space. But man, do they pick the wrong planets to go visit? I'm talking like the worst planets. Okay, so we've got these 4 planets. Let's just try this one over here. Oh, okay, let's go to the one that's going to be destroyed by a star. That's a great idea. Let's just not worry about these other planets.
Fine.
That's the one you chose. You chose the one that's going to be destroyed by a star. That's awesome. Hope you find what you need. But usually they get off the planet okay. I mean, I've from what I've played, I've at least made it through the planets. The 2 I've played, I've made it off the planet.
Nice. Yeah, Snow mentioned, which is really interesting about this one. Like, it's awesome that there's no combat in this one. At least I'm nearly positive that's true. All the ones I've heard, all the world, I don't think there's any combat in it, which is nice. Nice change.
It's all exploring. It's all having to do with like using the resources and stuff to give yourself usually some powers from those planets, which you apparently lose when you leave the planets, and then finding a way to use those to be able to help you get what you need and then get off the planet.
My only regret for this one is I only played it once, so I want to play it again. Try a few more times and new planets. So
yeah,
it's a good one.
It'll be back. I'm sure when this new Kickstarter hits, it's going to be. I bet it's going to do something similar like Kingdom Death, because the first one didn't. It kind of made some money, did pretty good, but I bet the next one's just going to explode. And it's just going to go off the grid, kind of like a Gloomhaven, where the original one did really well, but then when they rebacked it, like broke records. I'm sure that this will be the same type of thing.
Yeah, probably. Moving on to the last one we have prepared for today, and this one, this will be a pretty quick one. Terraforming Mars Ares Expedition. I do own this one, but I put it on the regret because I regret not backing their Kickstarter because all those promos. I want those promos. Yep. So.
All the promos, and you get the gold, the actual cubes, the cool looking cubes.
Yeah. So
good.
I know this was coming back to Kickstarter, so I'm hoping that you can get the promos in the second round because I'll be definitely backing it. But I already talked about this game, and yes, the last theme was apparently sci-fi, so we got a little horror up front and sci-fi at the end.
Yep.
But yeah, I love this game. This game is so fun. I really wish I had those promos because they added like corporations to add to the variability of the game. So big fan of it.
Yep, I played this one. I did a playthrough on my channel. I took Colin's copy when he wasn't looking and ran out the door. No, I didn't. He borrowed it to me. And then I played through. My wife and I played this, and it was super fun to play with her because it's fun. Again, we go with the idea of not wanting to lose. So at one point, she had pretty much, I think I've told the story we talked about last time. We were playing it, and as we're playing it, I go, okay, I think I'm going to want to do this. And I put like the card down for like production stuff. No, you want to do this so that we can do this and this. So like, oh, okay. So I do that. Then the next time we're like, okay, now I'm going to play this. No, you're not going to play that card. You play this one so that I can do this. I'm like, wow, she's got this game already figured out. So by the end of the game, she's like, we're producing and doing this. Like we go back and forth with these things. And she's like, I think we did it. I think we did it. I'm like, yeah, I think we did. We won. Good work. It was pretty awesome. It's like she already got to the point where she realized the engine was built and then she just pushed the engine to go like forward. And it was pretty cool. Yeah,
Jan mentioned is it like 20 cards out of a ton, which is like that project stack is huge. I'm not too worried about those cards. It's more the corporations which add like variable player powers to start. Those are the ones I really like to get. But Snow mentioned the promos will be available retail to buy separately for $15. When that's true, I'll be on that one for sure. So
there you go.
That's my one regret. So this game. Oh, and maybe like just totally missing it was cooperative at some point. I thought it was just solo and competitive, but yeah. This one, it hits the table all the time for us. We love this one.
Yes. That was good.
Cool.
That's it? That's all your regrets, Steve? You don't regret anything? No, I'm kidding.
I have a lot more regrets.
Yeah, we talked about just 4 of them, and that'd be about what we do. So we got those done.
But yeah, I think we can do like regrets of games we regret purchasing per se. This was more like, hey, we regret not getting is what we aimed for.
Yeah. I mean, there hadn't been much I regretted buying. A Dungeon Saga was never really my cup of tea, and I wish I wouldn't have got that. But that's a long time ago, in a board gaming galaxy far away. Back when there's like I think the second or third thing I ever backed in my entire life on Kickstarter, and so when I finally got it, I was super excited because when you're first starting your collection and you're getting it from Kickstarter, when you get it, you're like, oh, this is great because by that time you only have like a couple games. Like now I've amassed an empire back here thanks to Kickstarter and any other backing company and Fantasy Flight and anything else out there over time. So now when I get games from Kickstarter that aren't the greatest, I'm just like, oh, okay, that's fine. I can move on. Or maybe I'll get a shot when my kids get older, stuff like that. But this one was my second game ever of getting from Kickstarter. I'm like, oh, this be so cool. And we sat down, me and my friends played it, and first off, we realized it was one versus many, and I was like, what? I thought we could play solo, like cooperative. Nope, that wasn't going to happen out of the box. And then we started playing it, and I was like, oh, this game's just go find the mage as the dungeon master guy. In order to win, you go find the mage and beat him up because he's got the little health and the least amount of hitman, the easiest thing to hit. And if he's protected, you find a way to get to him because all you have to do is beat one character, you win. So they were always like, hide the mage and go get him. And I was like, this seems kind of weird.
Fair. Snow had a comment here. Talking about the expansion for Terraforming Mars. It's just gonna be the same gameplay or something different. The funny thing is, if you checked out the Dice Towers Kickstarter, so they did a Kickstarter recently for all of their content they do, and they had promos on there. One of the promos they had on there was a Terraforming Mars promo, and on that one it had milestone. I believe the word is milestone listed on it, so they're going to add that new feature, which is, I think, something from the original Terraforming Mars, which I haven't played, but that's going to be added to Ares Expedition. Why bother regretting not getting a game with so many others wanting to get some table time from us? Yeah, I mean, that's what it comes down to. Like, there's so many great games out there, and so normally I don't dwell on these things. These are just as a fun little talking point, but I agree with you completely on. There's just so many great games out there.
Of all the games I talked about here, I probably will get Last Girl just because I know my wife would really like to play it. And if Colin didn't have Unsettled, I'd probably be going after that. The other two I would like to get my hands on someday and play, but I don't think I would actively go after those games. I know Lifeform is almost impossible to get unless you pay like quadruple the price. It's kind of like U-Boat. If you wanted to actually get a copy of that, it's super expensive now because it didn't go to retail. It didn't have, a lot of I totally forget his name. I wish somebody would remind me his name. The guy who does Gloom Kill Force and all those games, he doesn't usually send his games to retail. So those games, once they hit and they leave and he's sold out on his website, you just can't get them. And so it's really bad. I wouldn't be able to pay for something like that now. And honestly, agree with myself paying for that. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So, like you said, because I've got a lot of other games. I mean, I still haven't finished Descent with Colin yet. I'd still like to finish that. Like you said, so many games. My wife and I are working on Role Player Adventure still, which is amazing. And so we do have a lot of games to play. Yes.
Yeah. And I was looking at a list of games that are coming up for because I keep track of a calendar for content, and it's like I've got like the next month filled easy. So it's not like we're worried about playing games or getting content played. It's more just like, there's just so many good things coming out. And every week we talk about games that look really cool come to Kickstarter. So like Rogue Angels looks awesome.
Boom, that's the game that when it comes, I'm probably gonna drop everything to play because it looks absolutely amazing.
Awesome. Excellent. Well, I think that's going to end our chat for today. Thanks, guys, for joining in and contributing your own regrets. So, here's one that someone mentioned. Regrets come only when you actually get the game and look longingly at what more you could have had when it was on crowdfunding, which is true, right? Because talking about like all the stretch goals and stuff you could have got if you backed it, that's true. That FOMO can play.
Yep.
Ooh, Jan has a question, a random one. I like this one. Any good time travel games we should have on our radars? I think the only one I played was Anachrony time travel game. That one is really cool because it is competitive, but it's a more Euro-ish theme, and that one you can actually take more resources than you currently have because you pull them from the future, but sometime later you have to be able to produce those resources and be able to actually provide them to your past self, which is really cool. So that one is one I do recommend. That one is a very fun time travel one. Oh yeah, Snow mentioned the same thing too, Anachrony. Yeah, that's definitely a good one to look at. Do you any time travel ones you know, Bairnt?
The only thing I know about time travels is that if you go 88 miles an hour in a DeLorean, you're good to go.
Yes.
That's all I know about time travel. I haven't played too many time travel games. And if I did, I don't even remember I was playing a time travel game. I'm looking around my collection and I don't see a time travel game. I mean, I know there's time. I think this was a Time Stories. Is that a time traveling game or is
Yeah,
that not a time?
kind of. That's Quantum Leapish, but yeah.
Yeah,
Is the loop time
apparently, it's not
travel?
a genre that I'm interested in because I don't know too many time traveling games.
Yeah. Oh yes, yeah. The loop has time in it too, I guess.
Oh
Where
yeah,
you try to take out the evil mad scientist, and he's going to past and present different eras. That's more of a.
it's
It
not really
doesn't.
time traveling. It's a time exploring game. You
Yeah,
kind of
there you
explore.
go.
You have the types. You already have the times rooted there. You're not really changing much. You're just getting things from different time periods.
Right. As opposed to
Kind
like
of cool.
Anachrony, where it actually ties in mechanics, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
So yeah.
yeah, yeah. No, I don't have any time traveling games on my radar. Do I own any? And if I did, I didn't even know I did, which is very possible.
I don't have any time travel games on my shelf either. So. Oh yeah, BGG Zombie said Arkham Horror has a time traveling expansion coming out. That's true. That's very
That's
true.
gonna be awesome. I will definitely play that. I actually am planning to do some Arkham Horror on the channel, hopefully soon at some point. That's my goal. I got that new one that came out, and I was talking to Colin. He was super excited. He just finished one of his I think actually finished the. Well, I forget which one he finished, but he's still kind of excited about Arkham Horror, so he kind of got me back into it. So we might even work together on something. We'll see if we can get something going.
That's the LCG, right? Just to make everyone clear. The
Yeah,
living card game. Yeah.
yeah.
Cool. Excellent. Well, thanks everyone for joining. It was a fun chat. We'll do this again next week.
Yes, looking forward to it, Steve. I hope everybody out there has a wonderful week, and I will see you again next Saturday.
Yep. See, yeah, and actually, we're probably gonna do an extra stream tomorrow on this channel. We got the bonus mission or memory for Assassin's Creed, so we'll probably do that tomorrow. Oh yeah, the King.
Cool.
I was thinking about King too as well. Dan, about this King and Legendary and King and United and King and Champions. They all have some type of weird time travel thing going on. But yes, cool. We'll end it. Thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you at the next stop. Bye bye.
Take care, everybody.